I was evicted from the house. Ooh. I'm here now to answer some of your questions for you live feeders. How are you feeling at this moment? Well, at this moment, I want to kill Paul. I'm not very happy about what he did because I know that he was being shady this whole time. And I was kind of shady myself because I tried to get Christmas last minute low-key to throw me a second vote so I could stay in the house. And that didn't work out, obviously, because I'm here. Duh. Tell us what happened. Why do you think you're here right now? Oh, I jumped ahead. Okay, so Paul said he was going to try and throw me a vote to make sure that at least then Josh would make the final decision, the split vote. But one of him or Christmas was the one they were supposed to, I was hoping they would both vote for me. So I would have 2 votes. And I was trying to pull a fast one over them and then not even go to Josh as the second split vote. But I mean, that obviously didn't work out again. Were you surprised by what happened tonight? I'm not exactly surprised. I had a feeling that they were going to do live eviction tonight because there's so many of us left in the house, and if we're ending next week, there had to be 2 evictions this week, and it wasn't going to be a double since we just had a double last week. And that's it. Who do you feel most betrayed by? I feel most betrayed by Paul. I feel that he made me and Jason expendable. It was really sad because Jason went home and I had a feeling that Paul knew about it. If I hadn't thrown that me, myself, and I competition, I would have pulled Jason off the block. I probably would have went home, but at least Jason would have been safe because that's my true ride or die. So Paul really betrayed both of us because he also got me kicked out this week too. What was your game plan going into the season? So my game plan going into the season was just to stay low-key under the radar and not get into anybody's way. And then at the last second, pull out my competitive nature because I didn't want this to happen where I was a huge target because I was the most competitive, the best physical, mental, and endurance, everything. But as you saw, Mr. Friendship Paul did not give me a friendship bracelet, and I was forced to fight for my place in the house from the second I stepped in there. And then I had to do the trapeze thing, and so I had to really step up my game. So everyone knew that I was good and I was a competitor. I couldn't play off that little girl image for too long. Talk about your relationship with Jason. Was he your ride or die? Jason is my ride or die. If I had another chance, if I could redo anything, I would have pulled him off the block for me, myself, and I and won it. He is absolutely the kindest soul in the house. He's the best person I've ever met. And I was just lucky enough to have found somebody that I could completely and totally depend on. There's nobody else in the house that I would have rather saw win than me, especially after the whole Paul situation. It used to be us 3. But if I could do it again, I'd rather get my spot, and I'd rather Jason have gone farther. You and Jason formed a strong partnership in a season of targeted showmances. Did you feel once that all the showmances were eliminated, you and Jason might be next? We actually did! Jason was constantly filled with paranoia about getting, eliminated and stuff. But, for me, that wasn't always a concern because we were both such good competitors. As long as there was 2 of us, we could always rebound off each other. So, the other showmances weren't as strong as us. They weren't relationship-wise because they kept backstabbing each other. And they also weren't as good of competitors as me and Jason. When we added Paul to the mix, it was even better because then we had 3 people to rotate through. So if one of us didn't win the HOH, we had another person to back us up, which worked pretty consistently throughout the season. Talk about volunteering as a pawn during Christmas's HOH. What was your strategy? So, this is one of the things I wish I could take back. Christmas had been telling me for a long time that she didn't want to be carried to the end and that she would have to bow out soon because she was so, her foot wouldn't let her physically compete, and she didn't want to be carried to the end because she wanted to make sure that she was a huge competitor and, she didn't want to have anything thrown at her. But for BB Sport, we threw her that competition because we knew that she was going to take out Kevin. That was the whole plan. And since I had such distaste for Kevin, I wanted to make sure that he was going home. So I wanted to do any competition, a veto or anything, I would be up against him and make sure that he would lose. But Christmas betrayed us. She put up Jason, and I thought it was just going to be Jason's up there, it's just to scare Kevin. One of us is going to win the veto. It'll be okay. But she actually always did it as a sneaky, backhanded way to get Jason out. She never forgave him for breaking her foot. She was always bitter, and I still think that, she just took it personally, and you can't take the game personally, and I think it's really unfair that she made it this far in the game with 2 HOHs thrown to her. Did you feel at any time that you guys were a target rather than pawns? I never actually felt that way ever. I always thought that I was going to be target rather than pawns. I never thought I was a target until this week, and that's why you guys saw me kind of draw away from everyone. I didn't want to be in the house anymore. I didn't want to talk to them because they were all fake. Obviously, Christmas was lying, and she betrayed me so many times. Obviously, Paul was lying. He did that. And then Josh just couldn't face me anymore because he was so upset by what he had done to Jason and what he was going to do to me. So I kind of withdrew from everyone in the house, and that's the only time I knew for sure that I was a target, not a pawn. Even though Josh had told me that his target was Kevin, I knew that I was the target this week, and I knew I was going home. You and Jason became close this season. Will you remain friends outside of the house? I will be friends with Jason Dent forever. But I don't know if he wants to be friends with me right now because of the whole thing with the counterfeit mother effers. He thinks that me and Paul are working together, and that absolutely breaks my heart. So one of the first things I can't wait to do when I get out of here is apologize him face to face and tell him what I felt about everything and how I also got played also, and I'm so sorry that he was the one that got out first. Who do you think is running the house? It's definitely Paul. Obviously, you guys know who it is, but I definitely think it's Paul. Christmas might be a part of it. Kevin doesn't have as much power as people would like to give him, but I've already seen through all his bullcrap since the very beginning, so I know it's not him. Josh, maybe. You know, he could be a mastermind and, like, playing all of us, so he might be the one. Who is flying under the radar? That's definitely Kevin. He played a really shady game, but he did, like... He played the best social game because obviously he didn't win anything, so he became not a threat, so nobody wanted to take him out, and that's why they chose to take me out instead, because I was such a huge competitor, and I was going to whip their butts if they let me continue on in the game. Would you do anything different if you could do it all over again? Yes. One, and me, myself, and I would win the veto, and I would not trust Paul. I would take Jason off the block, leave myself, and go to jury, because they'd probably vote me out, but at least I know Jason would go far. And two, right before Jason was voted out, I'd make sure that he didn't say to Josh that me and Paul were his ride or dies, because that put in Josh's mind that there was no room for him, and that's why he ultimately voted him out. What are you looking the most forward to doing after finale night? I want to get the new iPhone if it's out. I know it's stupid, but I mean, I haven't seen an iPhone or a phone or whatever in like forever, so I really want to do that. And I want to hug my nephew and all my family members and see them, because I'll probably just cry my eyes out. Final question. Any last words for your fans? Well, guys, if you've been watching me this far, I'm so sorry I let you guys down. I wish I could have gone farther, but as you saw, I was too big of a competitor, and people did not like that, so they had to get me out. So the next best thing, I guess, is vote for me for fan favorite, and add me on Instagram. It's Alexa, ITSALEXHEY, and Snapchat, AlexDale123. Duh. But I love you guys. Thank you so much. And to my family, Mama, Papa, Dre, Eric Boy, William, Gwen, Travis, everyone, I love you, I miss you, and I hope I did you guys proud.